Have you been in those situations where you wake up every day feeling like you're stuck in the same loop, facing frustration, disappointment, and despair with no way out? Every single day feels like an emotional burnout, leaving you completely exhausted. And you keep asking, why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like everyone else is living their dream life while I am stuck battling the same old problems? You have an idea how your desired life should look like, but it seems impossible shifting to it. There's chaos everywhere in your finances, in your relationship, in your health, and in your world. And no matter what you do, your life feels like slipping through your fingers. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you are stuck in this pattern and what is the cause of it, and more importantly, how to break free from this cycle for once and for all, and finally be able to create your dream reality and shift to it. So without a further ado, let's jump right to it. So the first thing you need to understand is the reason you feel stuck in your reality, because you fail to understand that your inner world creates your outer world. There's no separation between you and your reality. Your inner world creates your external world, because reality isn't something outside of you, it's something that mirrors what's within you. So reality is a mirror which reflects your attitude back at you. I have made a full video explaining the concept of mirror model of reality. I'll put the link in the description for you to watch it later. But think of reality like a mirror which has two parts: the image and the reflection. Your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, attitude, and worldview forms the image, and reality reflects that image back to you. So your external world is the reflection of the image that you present to this mirror. For example, when something goes wrong in your life, it triggers the feeling of frustration in you. This frustration becomes the image. When you present this image to the reality, it reflects that attitude of frustration and create more situations to match it: more problems, more stress, more chaos. You again observe your reality and feel more frustrated, and this cycle keeps repeating itself. The other way of looking at the reality is through the film and the script model. So think of your internal world as the script. The beliefs, the thoughts, the attitude, and the emotions you hold are the words written in that script. Now, what happens to a script when you give it to the reality? It turns it into a movie. Your external world is that movie, a direct projection of the script you have written internally. If your internal script says, poor me, everything bad happens to me, I'm just unlucky, I'll never amount to anything, then what kind of movie do you think your reality will create for you? The reality will reflect that script, creating scenes of misfortune, struggles, and lack, because that's what exactly you have written into your script. Your reality doesn't have the freedom to make up its own movie. It can only project the script that you provide it. If your script is full of frustration, hopelessness, and self-pity, the movie of your life will reflect exactly that. If you want a different movie, you must rewrite the script. You need to consciously decide what kind of story you want your reality to show to you. So how do we do that? First of all, what you have to do is to rise above your reality. Now, what it really means is that you have to start observing your reality from a viewpoint of non-reaction and non-judgment. You must rise above the chaos of your current situation, because if you want to flip the old script and change it into a desirable movie, you have to stop reacting to it and stop judging it. Right now, not only you are creating the script, but you are also the character playing in your movie. Instead, stop being the character trapped in your movie and start seeing yourself as an observer of it. When you do that, what you will notice is that everything happening in your life right now is just the manifestation of the attitude that you hold toward your reality. If you have been caught up in anger and kept holding on to this feeling for long, reality is just reflecting that back at you. When you come to this realization, from this moment on, anything that happens in your life, no matter how challenging, needs to be approached with a non-reaction and non-judgment. Being at this place of non-reaction and non-judgment, you stop feeding the chaos and you start reclaiming control over your own script. When you detach like this, the intensity of your current reality starts to dissipate. If you want to move from an undesirable reality to a desirable one, you need to first find this neutral place. This means letting go of your emotional reaction to your circumstances, all the anger, frustration, despair. You have to leave it behind and reach a state of acceptance. From this neutral point, you can begin to detach from your current script and can present a new script to the reality to make a movie out of it. You're not going to see the changes overnight, as your existing script that you have shared with the reality in the past has to play out first before the reality accepts the new one that you are going to present to it. So you have to be patient. And remember, the script you share is what your reality projects. As you shift your internal state, your reality will start to reflect that shift. Now, once you have risen above the chaos and shifted to a neutral state, the next step is to reform your reality. And what it really means is transforming your internal state. And the way you do it is by learning to consciously redirect your attention. Your attention is very powerful when it comes to creating your reality. Wherever your attention goes, your reality expands. If your focus is on how bad your life is, how unlucky you are, or everything seems to go wrong for you, reality will simply magnify those situations. The way most people are conditioned is to focus on what they don't want rather than what they do want. Focus on what is not working rather than what is working. They unconsciously put their attention into the negative aspects of their life and dwell on their problems, their struggles, and the frustration. Your attention is very powerful to magnify whatever you focus on. So your attention can be classified into three types. There is positive attention, there is negative attention, and then there is a neutral attention. Both the positive and negative attention has power to attract things in your life, while the neutral attention has the power to dissolve it. If you love something, you get more of it. If you hate something, you also get more of it. Reality doesn't understand the content of your focus. It only understands the context of it. It doesn't differentiate between I hate problems and I love opportunity. It doesn't differentiate between I hate being poor and I love having money. All it recognizes is the nature of your attention. Whether you focus on what you want or what you hate, reality will attract and amplify it. But because we unconsciously keep focusing on what we don't want instead of what we do want, reality gives more of it. That's why, as we talked in the previous step, it is important to reach a neutral state first. Neutral attention, free of judgment and reaction, dissipate the intensity of your current reality. It breaks the cycle of attracting more of what you don't want. Once you reach this neutral state, you can redirect your focus toward the reality that you desire. So instead of focusing on chaos, focus on ease. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, focus on what is right. Reforming your reality isn't about denying your problems or forcing positivity. It's about consciously shifting your focus and letting your attention work for you, not against you. If something bad happens, sure, you can feel bad about it, but make sure you don't stay stuck in that state for too long. It's okay to feel sad and disappointed, but don't let that emotion dictate your attitude in general toward your reality. Once that emotion of anger and sadness subside, try to look at the event in a positive light. Try to be like, okay, I don't know how this event is going to benefit me right now, but somehow it will make sense in the future. Somehow this has occurred for my greater good. If you can't see that event in a positive light, at least try to be neutral toward it. Another key aspect to understand at this stage is the difference between the reaction and the response. The reason why we stay stuck in the same reality is because we often react to the situations rather than responding to it. A reaction is automatic and rooted in your old subconscious programming. Reactions are influenced by the external factors, something happening outside of you, and without thinking, you react by frustration and anger. The problem is that these reactions creates imbalance in your internal state, locking you into the same negative pattern and keeping you stuck in the same reality. A response, on the other hand, comes from a place of awareness. It's intentional. It's a conscious choice that comes from your internal world rather than being influenced by the external. When you respond, you take control. Instead of letting that event dictate your internal state, you align your response with your goals and the desired reality. So let's imagine an event occur in your life. From the perspective of reality, this event is neutral, but what meaning you are going to attach to it really determines how the subsequent events are going to unfold for you. If you react to the event fueled by negativity, anger, frustration, you are going to shift to the negative lifeline, where subsequent events start to unfold in a way that mirrors your reaction. One negative event leads to another, and the cycle continues. On the other hand, if you choose to respond consciously and positively, you will shift to a positive lifeline where the following events align with your positive response. It's not the event itself that determines your reality, it's the meaning that you attach to it. Your external world simply reflects your internal state. Whether you react or respond determines which version of reality you are going to step into. Now, the final step in this process, which is extremely crucial, is reconstructing your reality. Now, once you have risen above the chaos and reformed your internal state, The next goal is to solidify the script, making it a permanent part of who you are. This is where the real magic happens, grounding your new state within your identity. It's no longer just a temporary state which you are trying to keep up, it becomes who you are. If you want this new state to last, you need to fuse it with your sense of self. Your identity must align with the reality that you desire. So let's say something good happens to you, no matter how small. Instead of brushing it off as a coincidence, affirm to yourself, I am a lucky person. Rather than trying to force yourself to look at an event with a positive attention, you affirm that I am a person who looks every event with a positive outlook. Reconstruction is about gluing your new attitude and internal state with your identity, aligning with your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude and belief with the person that you aspire to be. In any given situation, ask yourself, how would my ideal self think in this situation? What would they believe? How would they act? Where would they direct their attention and focus? Every action that you take must be aligned with your new identity. It's about living as if you're already the person that you want to become. When you start reconstructing your reality, reality will test you. Situation may arise to challenge your new state and see if this thing is really truly grounded. And in those moments, you must act from your new internal state and new identity. Respond as your ideal self would. If you do this consistently, you'll pass the test, and this new state will become permanent. It will become your default mode of operation. You no longer see good things as temporary or conditional. Instead of saying, I got lucky this time, say, I am a lucky person. Good things happen to me. My world takes care of me. Everything is happening for my good. I am the creator of my reality. When this desired state becomes part of your identity, it becomes your natural way of being. As you change internally, your external reality will change to match, as it has no other choice. If you stay the same, your reality will stay the same. If you transform yourself, your reality will transform with you. Reconstructing your reality is about making this transformation permanent by grounding it in your identity. Once this happens, your life will begin to reflect your new internal state effortlessly. You won't just feel lucky or happy, you will be a lucky and happy person. That's the ultimate key to living your desired reality. Now, what I want you to do is to click on this video where I have talked about mirror model of reality. This video goes really deep into the mirror cycle and explain why we continue to be stuck in the reality that we don't want and how to really break the cycle and create a new version of reality for you. So click on this video and I will see you guys there. Bye bye.